as a continent has now defined
In the news, Nigeria receives 4 million doses of Moderna vaccine from the US. Election Commission extends registration date to 17th August in Libya. NNPC earns 2.129 trillion naira from petroleum product sales. And USA tame Mexico in extra time to win Gold Cup final. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinomo, and you're watching TOS News 360. Nigeria's ambassador to the European Union, Obinna Onowu, has announced Nigeria's readiness to collaborate with the EU to strengthen the health system in the country, thereby improving supply of COVID-19 vaccines to the country. This was contained in a statement by the Nigerian mission in Brussels on Sunday. According to him, Onowu made the pledge when he presented his letter of credence to President of the European Commission, Ms. Ursula von der Leyen, in Brussels. The Nigerian government on Monday received 4,080,000 doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine from the Biden-Harris administration of America. The new vaccines, which were sent through the COVAX facility, is aimed at ensuring equitable distribution of vaccines globally, had earlier arrived in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, around 2:15 a.m. on Sunday. The vaccines were received and stored at the country's National Strategic Cold Store close to the international airport in Abuja. The Minister of State of the Federal Capital Territory, Dr. Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, has revealed that about 8 billion naira is spent yearly on waste management in the federal capital city and the satellite towns across the nation's capital. Aliyu disclosed this at the maiden edition of the annual general meeting and induction of Waste Management Association of Nigeria, FCT Council. As part of effort to curb activities of human traffickers and smuggling of migrants in and out of the country, Clean Foundation on Friday screened a documentary to keep Nigerians abreast with activities of human trafficking and illegal migration and called for a collective effort at ending the rising scourge in the country.
What we've been able to do is to work with stakeholders like NAPTIP. They oversee this issue. That's the agency that government has set up to look into trafficking, and so they know the survivors, and so that gives us an opportunity to relate to them and see a way to convince them why they need to tell their story.
Trafficking is something that most people do without even knowing they are doing them. Getting to the root of this problem and addressing is a collective responsibility.
Once people are aware and once the fight against human trafficking is on through awareness, we believe that certainly it's going to be mitigated. We just need to allow people to be more informed, and that's the main reason why this documentary was conceptualized.
We have to understand that as the victims tell their stories, we take action. Europeans are looking for jobs themselves. So what makes you think they will just give you their own jobs on a platter of gold? It's good to go abroad if you have a good opportunity, if you have a job, if you have school that has been paid for. Verify before you go.
I advise, if you're not traveling legally or you're traveling based on academic, you're going there to study, it's better you just try and get the process done legally before you travel out of the country.
The governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, on Sunday visited the families of 18 Doguwa flood victims and gave the sum of 200,000 naira to each of the victims' families. His visit comes a week after a strategic bridge at Riruwai was washed off by a flash flood following torrential rain that lasted several hours. All the 18 flood victims, who were mostly relations, hailed from Doguwa town, Doguwa local government area of the state, about 200 kilometers away from Kano. You're watching TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network, and this is News 360. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The chairman of Libya's High National Elections Commission, Imad al-Din al-Say, during a press conference on Monday, disclosed that the voters' registration date has been extended to 17th August. Al-Say pointed out that the registration for Libyans abroad will begin on 18th August and run until 15th September. The chairman explained that the decision came based on the desire of civil society organizations to provide an opportunity for those who did not register or wish to change their voting center. Thousands of people protested in Paris and other French cities on Saturday against the compulsory coronavirus health pass for entry to a wide array of public venues introduced by the government as it battles a fourth wave of infections. This comes days after the French Parliament approved a new law that will make vaccinations mandatory for health workers and extend the health pass requirement to bars, restaurants, trade shows, trains and hospitals. And talking business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC said it generated total revenue of 2.129 trillion naira from the sales of petroleum products between March 2020 and March 2021. This was disclosed in its monthly financial and operation report on Sunday in Abuja, which stated that the sales were made by its downstream subsidiary, the Petroleum Products Marketing Company. The total revenues generated from the sales of white products for the period of March 2020 to March 2021 stood at 2.129 trillion naira, where petrol contributed about 99.24% of the total sales, with a value of 2.113 trillion naira. The Nigerian Communications Commission said Nigerians spent about 1.77 trillion naira on national calls and short message service in 2020. This was contained in an analysis of data recently released by the NCC in a document titled 2020 Subscriber Network Data Report. The average tariff charged by the mobile networks as cited on the NCC website on Sunday stood at 11.5 naira. This puts the total cost of outgoing calls on the mobile networks during the period at 1.73 trillion naira. In talking sports, the American defender Miles Robinson headed the winner in extra time as the United States stunned the defending champions Mexico 1-0 on Sunday to win their 7th CONCACAF Gold Cup title. After a super performance by goalkeeper Matt Turner, Robinson soared over Mexican defender Edison Alvarez deep into extra time and headed past Alfredo Talavera to set off wild celebrations at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African news network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Follow and like TOS Television Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Stay with us and enjoy more programs on the network. I am Merciful Ajinamo. Many thanks for watching.
But we as a continent are now defined